What do you like more here at Chat Sports, the NFL or the NBA? We, of course, do both, and normally this 4 p.m. Central Time slot on Chat Sports is reserved for the NFL videos, but the NBA free agency is less than a week away, so we wanted to prioritize that. I want to hear from you guys. What do you like more? What do you want us to focus more on? Type NFL for the NFL or type in NBA for the NBA. NBA free agency rumors are made possible by Aura. They offer all-in-one digital safety for you and the whole family, and they are offering you a free 14-day trial when you head over to aura.com/chatsports. That link will be in both the comment section and it'll be in the description of today's video. We begin with the drama around the Nets and Kyrie Irving, as Brooklyn has had a interesting, we'll just call it a calendar year at this point. The drama around and between and concerning Irving and the Nets continues. Now, Kyrie has an almost $37 million player option this year, and he's likely not going to get more on the open market. Despite that, rumors and outright claims from the big-time Big J's, Shams, Woj, etc., are that there's interest from Irving's camp in leaving Brooklyn. And that is, I think, in part to A, he wants a new deal from Brooklyn or somebody. And if he's not going to get that big deal from Brooklyn, he wants to get traded to a top team where that team could potentially pay him. At least that's my assumption and my understanding. It is Kyrie Irving. You never really know what's going on with Kyrie in the end. Now, the other part of this is Kevin Durant is also apparently unhappy with the Brooklyn Nets. Ringer report getting to that momentarily. I do wonder if he's just trying to keep Kyrie, and if Irving's has asked Durant to help be a leverage point for Kyrie to get a contract from Brooklyn, a longer-term one with a bunch of guaranteed money, right? Here's what Logan Murdock of The Ringer recently said about Durant. Now, you have reports that Kyrie is looking elsewhere. I made some calls. Kevin Durant has not talked to the team in weeks. I don't think Kevin is confident in the front office right now. I don't know if it's at the stage of leaving, but there's a big uneasiness from not only the Kyrie side, but the KD side as well. His biggest beef is that he feels the front office didn't grow to understand Kyrie, whatever that means. I would push back on that when a guy leaves for 2 weeks at a time. Kyrie earns the lion's share of the blame. But I think KD believes that, hey, you guys didn't understand this guy. You didn't try to figure out where he was coming from. For the record, I think Logan's right. At a certain point, you got to show him play basketball, my guy. Like, just play ball. It ain't that hard. So I am more inclined to agree with the it's Kyrie being Kyrie type of stuff. But when he's on the court, he's a great basketball player. And as we've seen across all sports, if you're good at the thing you do, somebody's going to end up giving you a shot. So our pinned comment on today's show is this. Where, oh where, will Kyrie Irving play in 2022? Type BKN for he's back in Brooklyn with the Nets. That's my guess for now. Or type in O for other. I think he signs with a different team. If you type in an O for other, bonus points if you let me know which team it is. It's the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know where Kyrie plays for this 2022/2023 season. Let's look now at some more free agents, beginning with DeAndre Ayton. After last year, Phoenix was like, we're not going to pay you 5 years, $107 million. That's a little bit too much. Now, Ayton is a restricted free agent this offseason, meaning teams can sign him to a contract, but the Suns have the right to match that if they so choose. So there is a chance, far from guaranteed, that Ayton elects to leave. I have always liked DeAndre Ayton's play. I think he's been a fantastic player for the Suns. No, he's not Luka in the end for Phoenix, but he has been far from a bust. It is difficult to find 17 and 10 players in the NBA, and that's something that Ayton has been every single season, well, almost every season, but he's always been a double-digit average guy in his NBA career. His block numbers did dip this year. Potential red flag. Didn't play in as many games either. But I like Ayton a lot. The question mark is whether it's Phoenix or somewhere else, who's it going to be? The Pistons had been heavily linked to DeAndre Ayton, but now, following the draft, there's this report from The Athletic and James L. Edwards III. Quote, while all signs have pointed to Detroit making a serious run at DeAndre Ayton over the last few days, that appears less likely after the Pistons walked away with two of the players highest on the organization's big board. Detroit is eager to continue to build back toward playoff contention with the aforementioned young core, and they are expected to use the majority of their remaining cap space to add multiple veteran players rather than just one big swing this offseason, which in theory would kind of silence the Ayton Pistons rumors that had been so loud even just a couple of days ago. So what do you think? I will make note that I trimmed down that quote a little bit because he had per sources 4 times, and we know you're smart. So where will Ayton sign? Make your predictions for me right now in the comments section. I'll put together my 5-team list here, and I think the Suns might just keep him when it's all said and done. The Hawks have been linked per The Athletic, but allegedly they don't want to do it for less than a max contract, which in the end, wouldn't the Suns just pay that, or the Pistons, or somebody else? That would be my assumption. We just talked about the Pistons. I still think that they make some sense. Toronto has been linked, and I kind of like that fit. My suggestion is San Antonio. Sorry, Jakob Poeltl, I like DeAndre Ayton more. Spurs have the money to go throw a max contract at DeAndre Ayton if they want to. It's also not really the Spurs' typical MO, so I'm not sure where Ayton ends up. What I am sure is you should be using Aura. They offer financial fraud protection, identity theft protection, and comprehensive online and device security. If you're like most people, at some point your credit card, debit card, in some capacity gets compromised. Probably not even your fault, like you left it at the bar. It's just that somehow they got your information, even though the card's in your possession. It makes no sense to me. So get near real-time alerts on suspicious credit inquiries and keep it safe with Aura. They are offering you a free 14-day trial. You can cancel at any time at aura.com/chatsports. That link, by the way, will be in both the comment section and it will be in the description of today's video. Let's hit 2 more of the top free agents out there. Bradley Beal, first up. The expectation here is that Beal will decline his $36.4 million player option, opt out, and then re-sign on a 5-year max worth a projected $248 million. There's some potential adjustments with salary cap, blah, blah, blah. The Beal trade rumors have been around for years, and he has stuck by in Washington, been loyal, averaging 30 points per game from 2019 to 2021. Incredible play from Bradley Beal in recent memory. He has been a star for the Wizards. He's also getting a little bit up there in age, and this is probably his last big-time contract. So is Bradley Beal right to return to the Wizards? Y for yes or N for no? Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Putting aside whether or not the Wizards should do it, what are they going to do? Lose their best player and enter just years of terribleness? They're not going to go that route, even though they haven't been very good. I applaud Bradley Beal for his loyalty to his organization. It is time to get out of there. If you want to contend for anything, it's not going to be in Washington. They maybe should let Beal go via trade or whatever in order to actually properly rebuild. This team is not very good. So if you're a Wizards fan, I'm sorry, but I think the track record speaks for itself. If I were Bradley Beal, I'd get out of Washington. I'd go somewhere where I have a chance of actually winning something of note. Now, we will be live for NFL free agency, Chase Sr., Harrison Graham, etc. Make sure you guys are subscribed. It gets started June 30th, and it's going to be a wild one. So if you haven't already, hit that big red button and subscribe. It's youtube.com/chatsportstv. All right, Zach Lavine, latest next up here. The expectation here is that the Bulls star will re-sign with Chicago once free agency gets going on June 30th. The Bulls had to play this right. They had to use cap space to sign Lonzo Ball, Caruso, DeMar DeRozan, or trade technically for those, at least the ball part there. So they have to sweat out Lavine entering free agency and potentially leaving. Doesn't sound like he's going to. He's eligible for a 5-year, $212 million deal, and damn, do I wish I was good at basketball and could make that type of money. Who do you think is the best NBA free agent this year? I think there's a real argument for That guy we just talked about, Zach LaVine. Maybe it's Bradley Beal. I'm not picking Kyrie Irving. But I want to hear from you. Who is your number one free agent in this year's class? LaVine in his past 2 years has taken that step forward. Defensively, offensively, he has broken into a true all-star caliber player. Well-deserved. The Bulls are not going to let him leave. They will offer that max contract. And given the fact that Chicago appears to, at long last, after the rough go of the true Garpax era, seems like Chicago is heading in the right direction, and LaVine is a big part of that movement.